say we need this for our district. We cannot allow these cuts to go through. And then if they do go through, we need to make sure that we are doing everything we can to meet those needs of those children, because it's absolutely not fair to those kids to have to suffer the burden of those cuts alone.
Okay, I think we're putting the cart in front of the horse. Is this on? Yes, thank you. You know, I look at them as services that are provided to students who have special needs, just like students who are learning English. And it relates back to the family. This is all about families, because we need to provide these services to help those families raise those children. And everything else, we can, if we have to put more into special ed and into these special programs and title programs, but somebody's not funding it, that doesn't mean we cut it. That means it's a service we provide and we figure out how to make it work. And if they're going to pay us more, then we can do more. The problem is we don't do enough. When I talk to administrators in this district and I say, what are we doing? And they say, it's a problem. I think they mean we don't have enough money. But it's the parents that I talk to tell me it seems to be a problem, because they've gone from Shawnee Mission to Blue Valley and Olathe, and now they're back in Shawnee Mission, but they're going to a private school. And so if they all leave, then all we're dealing with are those same kids that need the lunches and the title things. It makes it a lot easier, but it's just not right.
You know, this is one of the places, like I was talking about with the parents and having a resource going to their school, reaching out to their principals. This type of advocacy is exactly why PTAs are important. Because when people are looking at cutting things that are critical and not providing the resources that we need to be able to support something like special needs students, that's when everybody needs to get together and push back. That's when you need to kick down doors and say, no, we're not going to let this happen. And I think as a board member, you can come alongside those PTA groups and you can come alongside those parents that are concerned about issues like that, seriously concerned about issues like that, and pay attention to what they have to say. And then join in that advocacy. I think that's what I would do. In fact, I'm certain that's what I would do. Special needs kids, I know that candidates up here, one or more, has a special needs student. I do too. So it's really important to me.
Cuts at the federal level would be devastating for our special education program, but nevertheless, we have a responsibility. We have a responsibility to educate the children of this district, both the general education population and the special education population. The board has a responsibility to provide support, to provide curriculum, and implement policies and procedures that will attract and retain special education teachers and our paraprofessionals that support those individuals.
The final question before we get to closing statements, just because we are running out of time, the question is fairly direct. I want to say 1 minute for responses to these. To this question, what are you looking for in a new superintendent? 1 minute. This is the last question.
I'm going to talk really fast. No, I think that there's two different types of leadership styles. There's people who listen, there's people who allow you to be heard, and then there's people who try to herd you along so that you do what they want you to do. And I think that we need to get someone in here who has the leadership style of listening and wanting to let people be heard. In addition to that, I want to make sure that the strongest qualification of our superintendent is that their focus is on meeting the needs and the vision of our district, and maybe not so much on creating a platform for themselves.
Okay, I think as far as the requirements of a new superintendent, I'd like to see somebody, the ideal candidate is somebody who was a certified licensed teacher that moved up into being a principal and now meets the qualifications to be a superintendent, as any qualified candidate would be, but somebody that's from Kansas or from our area that understands our kind of unique culture here. As far as the characteristics, there's 3 leadership styles that I think would be appropriate. The first one's Ewing Kauffman. Everybody knows the Royals, right? And Ewing Kauffman was a team builder. We need somebody like that. The second one is Booker T. Washington. Probably heard the name. But what he did is empowered others to help themselves in the schools, growing their own gardens and then selling it, things like this. And the third is Cesar Chavez, okay? He took people that were underrepresented, discriminated against, and helped them have a voice. And someone that's a leader that will empower others, have creative ideas, and be a team builder is more important than any characteristics otherwise.
Well, there's an interesting dichotomy between the previous superintendent and the one that just left. And I think the most important thing we need is a superintendent who has a vision, a clear vision. It's his obligation to provide that vision to the board, and then the board to apply its policy to that vision. I think it needs to be someone that has ties to this community, someone that can relate to what we deal with here every day and has an investment in that. I think we need a superintendent that is going to help us overcome the challenges that we face in this district. Help us usurp those issues that have risen to the forefront that we see in the media now. A superintendent that's also going to put our students first, put our educators on that same plane, and then himself and his pocketbook last.
With our next superintendent, we need to look beyond the resume. We need to look at their track record, their proven successes, whether they have teacher retention, whether they have fostered a collegial environment among their administration and among the teachers and the parents and the communities. And we need someone who has shown collaboration with our cities and our communities, our teachers, and our legislature.
Thank you. The good thing is that all of you will have an opportunity to have input into what you would like to see in the superintendent, because there will be surveys going out that, if you take the time and go online, will be coming to you so that you can have a vision and put in what you feel is very important. The last time this happened, it was about 99.5% in agreement with the board. I'm looking at honesty, integrity, excellent communicator, collaborator. All of our subs have been teachers and principals, so all of our superintendents have been in the classroom. Understands financial needs and understands curriculum and also what happens with special ed as far as federal and local government is concerned.
Thank you so much to all 5 of our candidates for answering questions, both written by the Shawnee Mission Area Council and posed by the audience. We will end this event tonight by having closing statements, 2 minutes each. Each of the candidates will go down the line, starting to my right with Ms. Hunter and end with Mr. Shepard.
This is a board. We are all here because we're running for one spot at the table on the Board of Education. By nature, a board works together. There are 7 board members, all to work towards a common goal of making progress for the district. There's no place for partisanship. There's no place for conflicts of interest. I'm not partisan. As many of you in this room know, when I was considering running for this spot, and since I filed, I have reached out to all of our board members. I have reached out to local leaders. I have reached out to businesses, parents, teachers, because I am a collaborator by nature. I am interested in what other people's issues are so that I can advocate for those issues as a member of this board. I don't have a conflict of interest. This board needs someone who is nonpartisan, and doesn't have a conflict, that can advocate and collaborate to move this school district forward. After today, I encourage you to reach out to me if you have any questions. I'm always open to questions. I meet people for coffee. I have calls. Feel free to reach out to me at any time. I ask for your vote on August 1st.
I am a collaborator. I am a census builder. Yes, I am a legislator. But what that gives me is insight as to what challenges are before us. I come to you and ask for your support on August the 1st. Anyone coming to this board cannot have an agenda. You are one of 7, 5 area high school people and 2 at-large members. It takes 4 to get anything passed. No different than the legislature, which takes 63. You can go in with a lot of ideas, but if you don't have the votes, it doesn't work. I have been involved in education with this board for 20 years, actually 33 years if you put in the advisory board, which was created because we were a little stubborn being unified. We have come a long way, but we've got a long way to go. And I have watched some of the facial expressions in this audience tonight while answering questions, and the smiles or I don't believe that. Please contact me because I'd love to give you the facts. I'd love to send you the information that might help answer some questions, because if I can't answer them, then I have a problem. And I believe that in working together, there are 7 people here that have the best interest in all children in their mind. It's nonpartisan. It's about doing what's right for the kids. Thank you.
So there's a philosophy on Supreme Court decisions. When a decision is completely unanimous, that's an exercise of power. And when there is a dissent, that is a call to our better judgment. There is a time and a place for appropriate and respectful dissent, and I am delighted frequently to be the dissenting voice. I think that it is possible to come up with better solutions when there are disagreements, because then you have the back and forth on what the positives are, and you have a better understanding on how to correct the negatives. And so I think that maybe consensus isn't necessarily the issue that this particular board faces. I think perhaps it's a lack of dialogue, and I would like to invite everyone to dialogue with us. Thank you.
Like I said, I have over 10 years solid leadership experience in community-based boards and committees. Currently, I'm on the City of Prairie Village Environmental Recycling Committee, Education and Steering Committee, and the Community Forum Committees coming up here in October. I'm a past interim treasurer, director of communications, and member of the Oak Park Homes Association. And I participated in the Johnson County Solid Waste Study as well as the Vision Metcalf study. And the thing is, I'm just one person, right? I'm one parent of a child in the district. I'm one Kansan. And my goal in the at-large school board position is to bring together all of the different areas and all of the people so we can understand what's important and people know what we're doing to have two-way feedback. We need to have a vision. There's not a clear vision in this district. It has not been, other than we just keep doing what we've always done. We'll always get what we've always got, right? And it's not bad. But we need a clear vision. It needs to start with the public, the community, the educators, and that vision is what we go to these candidates and say, how are you going to do this for us? We can't let them tell us how to run our district, okay? We got to hire people that are going to do the things that we want. And that's how I see it. I'm the only one that really does not have an agenda. I'm the only candidate that reached out to the Director of Security and law enforcement and police departments in this area and talked about issues of collaboration. I'm the only one that went to Hispanic community leaders and asked them, what do you think? What do we need to do? So I know I've got their vote, but again, this is a low turnout primary coming up. Tell everyone you know. Please vote August 1st.
Folks, I really appreciate you coming out tonight. This has been interesting for me. I can tell you this, every person up here believes he or she is uniquely qualified to serve in this position, and that's why they're out here doing it. What I will tell you is, some of us have political connections. I certainly don't. Some of us aren't present for votes, like rezoning, because they're in Topeka. That's not a good thing. I can tell you this, I'm in this for one reason only. Not because I have an agenda. I'm in this for my children and the children in the school district. That's why I reached out to the chiefs of police of Mission and Shawnee and Lenexa and had conversations with them and talked about the safety and security in our district. That's why I reached out to men like Gary Burrell, founder of Garmin. That's why I spoke with Art Crosby Kemper III. That's why I talked with Dr. Mark Riddell, the superintendent of schools in Kansas City, Missouri, who has some really unique challenges that he has to face. I don't believe in quotas at all, but what I can tell you is I think it might be time that our school board starts to reflect the demographic of our community. I mean, you don't need big glasses to look around our community and see that our board doesn't reflect that. If you look at our board, you think everybody in the community is old and white. Right here, one of these things is not like the others. Now, you vote for somebody because he's Hispanic and black? No. You vote for that person for a different reason, because you believe he can do the better job. That's what I think I can do.
Thank you. Let's give a round of applause for our 5 teachers. Thank you so much for being